Nishchay, don't worry, your paper is good. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, don't get put out by what I said.
Yes, sir. Good evening, everyone. As I mentioned, my topic is very long, so I'll just like to move on. So, as we all know, distal and radius fractures are one of the commonest injuries which we come across in the emergency room. The treatment of distal radius has undergone tremendous changes due to better understanding of the fracture anatomy and mechanisms. The main objective of the distal and radius fracture is to restore the anatomy and to obtain an early function. So, percutaneous pinning is a minimally invasive technique to maintain the reduction. So, there have also been complications reported after the retrograde pinning, that there are skin and soft tissue irritation, radial sensory nerve injury, extensor tendon injury, pin tract infection, especially when left outside the skin, and also the loss of reduction. So, Sato et al. Introduced the technique of fixation for unstable extraarticular distal radius fracture by manual reduction and antegrade intramedullary pinning. This procedure is beneficial in maintaining the distal radial angulation and also with less soft tissue complications. The aims was to compare and evaluate the functional outcome and also to compare and evaluate the radial outcome and to compare whether the above mentioned difference and evaluate whether antegrade wires have a better outcomes than the retrograde K wires. So, it was a retrospective case series with 30 patients, 15 patients managed by retrograde K wire and 15 patients with antegrade from the study duration from January 2019 to December. The case notes were revised, and inclusion criteria were extraarticular fractures with Frickman type 1 and 2, and exclusion were the intraarticular fractures, open fractures, fractures with neurovascular compromise, and comminuted fractures. So, this is the radiological scoring system which we used, which included the final dorsal tails, loss of all the variance, and loss of this thing, and graded upon by excellent, good, fair, and poor. And the functional assessment we through green or brain was the pain, functional status, range of motion, and the grip strength. So, in the result, we found there was no significant, statistically significant data in the antegrade and retrograde K wire in the radiological outcome. And also in the functional outcome, there was no significant, statistically significant data on functional outcome of both the patients treated with antegrade or the retrograde K wires. So, we also came across soft tissue complications like antegrade K wire had loosening of pin in one patient, pin tract infection, and retrograde K wire had loosening, pin tract, and loss of reduction. And there was all fractures were united and no reoperation was done for the same. Drawbacks, we had a very small sample size. So, I would like to conclude that both antegrade and retrograde wire procedures are an effective treatment for extraarticular distal and radius fractures without any statistically significant difference in radiological and functional outcome. Both procedures have shorter duration with preservation of fracture hematoma. But in our study, we found that soft tissue complaints were less in the antegrade as compared with the retrograde K wire. Thank you.